Project Udaan is a project where we are actually talking about flying from the clutches of the situation which bogs you down, and situation which has the potential to keep a whole generation below that space where they can flourish by manifesting the immense possibilities that are hidden in them. What is Project Udaan and how we are flying with smile in helping all those who need our help? I have the pleasure of welcoming a couple. Together they are bringing their compassion in action in a very, very effective manner by the grace and blessings of Sri Ravi Shankarji. So let me have the pleasure of welcoming the leader of Project Udaan, Suresh Vasu to our studio. Suresh ji, namaste.
Namaste ji.
स्वागत है आपका.
Thank you for having us.
And Suresh ji, now I know is smiling because in front of him is that face which must be the source of sustaining his smile in all the challenges that either come his way or he creates on his way. So, Ruby Suresh ji joins us. Ruby ji, namaste. Set the tone for us. What is Project Udaan?
So, if I were to, in a short synopsis, describe Project Udaan, it is about a project which is giving freedom to 50 young girls between the ages of 4 and 9, a new meaning for their future life existence, which would transform their lives from the current situation where they are to a safe haven where food, education, shelter, love and everything is given the way a normal mainstream child would grow. And our goal and focus is the Project Udaan becomes a liberation where these girls join the mainstream of life and lead the lives like all of us do. So that's what the whole Project Udaan is all about.
So, to give you a better idea of what Project Udaan is and why it is important and why you should pay attention to what is the vision behind Project Udaan. With sensitivity and compassion, many times we switch off. We say, I cannot do anything. Ruby, that happens with most of the people. They feel there is so much suffering in the world and what can I do? Share your thoughts on this idea and connect it with Project Udaan.
Yeah, I think a good question, because for me, I saw the movie called Born into Brothels. I think it was on the PBS, right? The show. And I was very impacted by that. And at that point, the same question, it was like, this is such a huge problem. How can I ever be part of it? I think, but the nature supports your intention. So when we got involved through OVBI, there was an opportunity to get involved and make a difference in whatever way I can. So I decided to become part of it. And I think it is, if each of us, makes that decision, then eventually we are able to make a big difference. And so I asked for it and I got an opportunity to become closely associated with it. And I think that's what we do. We're taking one step at a time to go about and make a difference. So that's all we can do at this point.
Made it very easy by the Art of Living volunteers in Kolkata. They have been doing a tremendous job of visiting those areas where they have been conducting stress management courses. They have been doing some compassionate caring projects. They have been getting doctors for medical attention. So the building of trust between the sex workers and the Art of Living volunteers was the actual trigger. So whenever they used to go to a particular district where these activities are going on, they are constantly in touch with the mothers and they saw the kids and they were kind of uncared for because their mothers are busy. They are hiding behind the cots because in the same room all those activities are carried on. So it was a very a kind of a pathetic situation, and the mother said, at least can the Art of Living volunteers get them together in a different place and conduct some activities. So that's how the trust building factor started between the Art of Living volunteers and that portion of the community. So when I was visiting Kolkata, they wanted to share this information, and I actually went there to the project site a couple of times. And
when you say project site, what is the project site?
it's the actual red light district and we were of course escorted and taken there with enough volunteers, but I got a chance to meet these children firsthand, and instinctively I had carried some chocolates, and a couple of kids walked up to me and said, can my mother also come here, because this is the time she's being beaten by whoever. And their whole vision or what they want to become in their life was either I become a brothel owner or the policeman, the two powerful people in the society in their vision. So that set me thinking when I came back, and I asked the volunteers, what can we do from the US to help you? They said, if you can help us to build a safe haven, that will be a great way of helping these kids. And that's how I think the seeds or germination of Project Udaan came about.
So when we hear the word safe haven, is it possible to build a safe haven, Rubiji, considering the kind of complexities involved? It is not just a matter of resources. There is much more that is going to prevent their different dreams from being realized. So tell me how you feel about Project Uraan in terms of its effectiveness in offering a different set of life for these kids.
Yeah, I think the magnitude of the problem is well understood here, because I think a lot of folks now are aware of the problem, and different people have taken up. In India, it was interesting, we met somebody recently and who was talking about in India there are different non-profit organizations that are working and are aware of this problem. So, and they are also encountering a lot of obstacles. So we were made aware of the obstacles as well. And I think with the guidance of people who have already, made their foray in this area, we are taking as much guidance and help from everybody. It's as a community, we are trying to make a difference. So it's about forming an advisory committee of politicians, social workers, medical professionals, legal system, everyone, whoever, the police force. So it's basically creating an advisory council and then taking their guidance and making sure that we are capturing input from all these different people and making sure that this pilot project for at least helping the 50 girls takes on. And then from there, we are hoping that these girls bring hope to the other people in there, other girls and boys in the community. So I think, we're starting with the girls, but I think one important point that was made to us is also taking care of the boys, because the boys are the future pimps. They are the people who are going to perpetrate this further. So if we educate and take care of the boys, then it's like you're creating a whole new society in the red light area.
Okay, so here is a dream. So there will be 50 girl child from Sonagachi who potentially at certain age would be seen as the next sex worker. You are trying to bring them out. Now, there are many questions that come to my mind. One, how would you identify these 50 children?
So the way we have decided, firstly, everything is confidential. We wouldn't tell you the names of the mothers who have pledged to send their children away. Of course, we'll take the legal protection and waivers in terms of documentation, but in terms of the requests or how do we go about the selection process, we have through the volunteers identified certain mothers, taken their consent and shortlisted. I would say there is, and this demand is going to grow. The 50, there will be 100, 150 people waiting. But at this point, the way we have gone about is a few of the mothers who have pledged to give away their children, we are in constant touch with them, keeping them posted about the project progress and working on the...
Okay, so talk to me a little bit about, you are a thorough entrepreneur, so in the social sector also, when you put a foot forward, you take into account the potential expenditure that is likely to happen. So give us a little bit more clear idea as to how do you propose to give them a different safe haven.
Okay.
Where it will be, will it be in the similar, if it is going to be in a close proximity of that place, that potentially has seeds of trouble.
Okay, I'm going to answer it by saying we got a high level vision, and the vision is first step is to get the consent of the mothers. Step 2 is to build a safe haven with outskirts of the city for now, where they are going to be protected in a walled fence and homeschooled with the permission of the local government, where we are working with the education authorities. Third is working on the sustainability of the project, which means we have costed what is it going to cost us for the next 8-10 years when the children move from a young child to a 12th standard educated girl who's willing to be now going to a college or the other stream. So there is a costing and how we are going to fund it year after year. Once the main project construction is over, we have got all the numbers in place. The third thing we have done is we have been approaching large corporates. I don't want to tell the names of the sponsors till they are actually signed up, but some big names have volunteered to donate a certain portion of their profits, which are mandated under the corporate social responsibility program. They are going to help us with the future expansion of the project. So sustainability, and then comes the last part of the equation, how they are going to get into the mainstream of the society. For that, we have some plans we have a large network through Guruji's organization. So we have got some plans to kind of the girl who's doing very well in a musical program would be rehabilitated in that part of the section. A girl who's very good at an engineering skill. We have kind of identified the streams of interest and we are trying to, so it's a very well conceptualized project, as you mentioned, given my background. So we have thought through the vision for the next 10 years.
Vision for the next 10 years, this kind of vision involves not just the involvement of some big corporates who have volunteered, but maybe something can be done from my side, from your side.
Jaya Govinda Hare Narayana Narayana.
Do you remember dates when he'll be performing in New Jersey and New York?
October 7th he starts off in New Jersey, and the last concert is in Boston on November 5th. So in between October 7th and November 5th, we have got 10 cities and schedules
That
planned.
includes New York also.
Yeah,
New York?
in the New York Queens, we are doing it on November 4th in New York Queens.
And this website, Project Udaan, will have all the details?
Yes, we are posting it because we just finalized all the contracts at various venues. And
Jaya Gopal Hari Narayana Narayana Jaya Gopal
उड़ान के साथ जो जानने की बात है, तो एक प्रोजेक्ट उड़ान जिसके बारे में पूरे समर्पण के साथ लगे हुए हैं सुरेश वासु जी। सुरेश जी, जब हम लोग सुनते हैं कि ये कॉन्सर्ट होगी या फंड रेजिंग होगी, सो पीपल ऑल्सो थिंक अबाउट टाइम लाइन कि कब ऐसा लगेगा कि हाँ कुछ हुआ है, बिकॉज समटाइम्स द gestation period for
True. It's a very valid thought in the minds of people. So we have done a couple of things. One is every quarter we publish a newsletter. The newsletter basically talks about the progress of the project. Where have we moved from the last 3 months to. The second thing is there is all the big donors who have contributed. We take special efforts to keep them posted even on a personal basis, as long they are willing to spare the time. They trust us, but at the same time it is our duty to keep them informed. So in terms of tangible results, we have taken a goal that the first phase of the building, which will be constructed, the work has started once in Kolkata, outside in a place called Poilon, and that is on the outskirts where Indian Institute of Management is located. Once we construct the building, we would move these girls pretty rapidly. We got all the security systems, the conversations going on for the schooling. So you will see some very tangible results happening between 6 to 12 months on this project.